everything that we are perceiving in the world, everything that's coming into our five physical senses, what we see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, mostly what we're seeing is based on that file cabinet. And so every decision that comes our way, we're running it through the file cabinet. Does it make sense? And our natural responses to life are based on the conditioning, how we've been conditioned, how we grew up, what mom and dad told us, what our religious leaders told us, the TV, the radio, the television, friends. When you get to a certain age, over like 7, 8 years old, and who you hang out with matters more. Mom and dad, not as much anymore, but you've been programmed, conditioned, tap, 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 tap. That's the programming. And it's running the show, and no one knows about it unless you know about it. Here's the deal, though. Knowing about it doesn't just change it. So how do you... I was talking to a potential coaching client, and I have a lot of these calls. They're called breakthrough strategy calls. And in the call, I asked them to define for me the biggest challenges they have in their life. And it's different for everybody, but a lot of times it centers around money. And I would say 90% of the time or more, it's around money and procrastination or not taking action. And that happens to be 2 of the 3 things that this individual said were his biggest challenges. I also asked him in advance, is he ready to make a change? Because that's what the program does. It helps you get to the root of the matter and fix the things. Now, the irony is very thick, is because oftentimes the very thing that is the biggest challenge, it requires the individual to step into a momentary state of belief and faith. Because, get this, there's the irony here, is that in order for that individual to take action, for example, this is not the only area, a coaching program or even an opportunity, whether it's an investment, buy an investment real estate, which I help people with as well, but they have to momentarily step into it or somehow look at it slightly differently, because the very thing that would cause them to pause and not take action on it is the thing that's getting in their way in this very instance. And so there's something called the paradigm. The paradigm is, look at it this way. It's a mental set of programs that have almost exclusive control over all things that we do. And the paradigm is a bugger because there's positive and negative. But when the negative paradigm is getting in the way, it's automatic, it's natural, and because it's subconscious, it's running beneath the level of conscious awareness. So it's not like the person's going, hey, you know what, I get this. I wanted to do this thing. I said that I needed to change, but look at this paradigm. It's jumping up and having me stall out and not take action on the very thing that I say that I need to. So the paradigm controls most of what we do. It runs beneath the level of conscious awareness. How do you change that? What do you do to change the negative paradigm? The other way to look at a paradigm, it really comes down to understanding what it is. What you call it is not so important as the fact that you actually get what's going on here. It's conditioning. Think about this. I always do this example. Analogies are super helpful. Is if you imagine we have a filing cabinet attached to the back of our heads. Everything that we are perceiving in the world, everything that's coming into our 5 physical senses, what we see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, mostly what we're seeing is based on that file cabinet. And so every decision that comes our way, we're running it through the file cabinet. Does it make sense? And our natural responses to life are based on the conditioning, how we've been conditioned, how we grew up, what mom and dad told us, what our religious leaders told us, the TV, the radio, the television, friends. When you get to a certain age, over like 7, 8 years old, and who you hang out with matters more. Mom and dad, not as much anymore, but you've been programmed, conditioned, tap, 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 tap. That's the programming. And it's running the show, and no one knows about it unless you know about it. Here's the deal, though. Knowing about it doesn't just change it. So how do you change it? Once you're aware that there's this program, this conditioning that's running the show, how do you actually change the paradigm? It's an ironic twist to the example I gave to you. Because, for example, someone that wants to do a coaching program, which is a personal growth and development. I'm a high-performance mindset coach. So the idea that someone's going to actually put down a credit card or put cash down on a program that would then ultimately allow them to break through the negative paradigms, replace them with positive, alter the self-image in such a way that it matches the state of the goal that they're going after, change their money paradigm, because like a self-image, if you will, it's a thermostat which controls and regulates how much money we believe we're worthy of, and therefore go after the the tools and the systems and the coaches and the ideas that we would eventually adopt by virtue of having that better money paradigm or self-image around money, all that's wrapped into the program. But yet if someone is running it through the filter, the decision to take action on such a program, they're running it right through the filter, the mental filing cabinet. They're taking it in, okay, here's this amount of money, and it's not an amount that would be cost prohibitive. But yet at the same time, we pay for the things we pay attention to. And so there's not one thing that you can get that's absolutely free that you're gonna, besides love, right? These things it's just the way it is because it's worth it. And successful people take action on things that are going to better their lives, period. There's no way around it. Napoleon Hill said that successful people also don't take forever to make a decision. They size it up, they take a look at it, they ask them, is this going to better me now and in the future? And if so, it's game on, let's go. I don't have the money. Figure it out. Be resourceful. Do whatever it takes. That's what successful people do. But you run it through the filter. Here's this decision. Let's just take it. What if it's an investment opportunity? What if you always wanted to buy a rental property? And here it is in front of you, like laid out in a silver fucking platter right in front of you. And because you have the filing cabinet, you're running it through risk, worry, apprehension. What if the tenants don't pay the rent? What if this, what if that? Stalls you out, and the paradigm is running, screaming at you right now because that filing cabinet is filled with conditioning that suggests that that's risky. So if risk is the negative paradigm or aversion to risk, you'll never take action on it. You'll never take action on it. So the only way around that is to have faith and have just enough belief in yourself that you can follow through with such a program. If it's a coaching program or a mentor or something, a system that you need to change the paradigm. Because if the paradigm doesn't change, if those mental files aren't altered and adjusted, nothing's going to change. I don't know who said it. There's a quote, if nothing changes, nothing changes. I like Einstein's quote better, which is, if you continue to do the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, that, my friends, is the definition of insanity. So something has to change. We can't just hope that it's going to change, because we're not like a butterfly. We don't just like go into a cocoon and then suddenly sprout wings. You see, it's not a part of our natural evolution. In fact, the paradigm begs and wants you to stay where you are. It's the comfort thing. It's the comfort that kills us, but yet the paradigm doesn't want us to change. Our self-image wraps around our identity like a hard surface, like a golf ball, if you will, in the center, the center of that golf ball, where sometimes you see the middle of it. If someone slices into it, you see the rubber interior. That's your self-image. And it's locked, baby. It's stuck where it is, unless you make a decision that I want to change that. I've got to get to the interior of that and alter in such a way that it's now matching those big goals that I have for my life. It doesn't happen by osmosis. It doesn't happen by just hoping. And even if you're praying for that, you'd better take action, because God wants you to take action on things, not just sit there and meditate and sing Kumbaya. You get it? So something has to change. In this case, the irony is that the very program that I help entrepreneurs with is designed to alter the negative paradigms, replace them with positive, thereby shifting the way that we look at opportunities. The irony is that a year from now, that individual, probably 6 months from now, would look at that decision, that same financial decision, as being pennies relative to the money earned. You see that? But because we can't get there from here, it's hard to get there from here. You can't solve a problem. Oh, let me just leave this with you here. This is probably the best way to describe it. You can't Einstein said this too. You can't solve a problem from the level of consciousness in which it was created. So one more time for you here. If I'm facing a decision and I'm running that decision, do or don't do, yes or no, through the same filter that caused the problem, I'm running it through the filing cabinet. The filing cabinet is what got me where I am today. But I'm going to try to solve a problem and make a decision based on what I'm running through the filing cabinet. You see the irony here? You can't get there from here. You can't solve a problem from that level of consciousness. So what the hell do you do? At some point, you have to make a committed decision that the goals, the reasons, the big whys, my children, my career, my big, bold travel experiences, living a big life, having financial freedom, freedom. It's a big one. Most people are seeking it. Not many people actually have true freedom. The ability to do what you want to do, when you want to do, how you want to do it, for as long as you want to do it with absolutely zero restrictions. That's the top 5%. Maybe less, right? We all want it. We're all seeking it. But those reasons for doing that have to be stronger than the fear of taking action, period. And so that's what it really requires. It requires a temporary moment of faith and just enough belief in oneself, but not too much, because you get to a place where you think you know it all. Got a little secret for you. Ready? If you knew it all, you'd already have it. If you knew it all about money, your bank account would be busting open. Oh, by the way, I just deposited a few checks in my bank account. Speaking of banks, it better be busting open or you don't know this. You know it by virtue of your results, because the world, frankly, doesn't care about anything else except for what you've done. They don't want to know what we're doing, what we're talking about doing, what my goals and plans are. They don't. The only thing that really matters to my family is what dad and what husband is actually doing, what I've actually done, what I've produced in the world. I can talk about all I want. You can take this video and throw it right in the trash can. Or you can listen to these foundational truths. I didn't make them up, by the way. These are things that people have taught me, and I just put them into action, and guess what? They freaking work. They work if you work on them. You can't solve a problem from the level of consciousness in which that problem was created. So you have to have a temporary, momentary lean into the people that you believe in. Look at people that have done what you want to do and adopt their belief system. You got to have enough faith to do it. And guess what? Once you make, and not until you make, a committed decision. My mentor was Bob Proctor. I didn't understand this stuff, guys. I didn't get this. This didn't make sense to me. What do you mean? How am I going to get the money if I don't have the money? Round and round you go. It's because it's not a two-dimensional thing here. This is a spiritual thing. So if you're stuck in two dimensions, you're never going to get this. And I feel sorry for you if you don't. Trust me on this one. But Bob Proctor would tell me and tell his coaching clients, his students of this body of work, that not until you make a committed decision will the money come. In other words, I'm here, the thing I want is up here. There's a gap. There's a gap between that. So you have to make a committed decision, which what it does is it steps you up in vibrational harmony with the goal, because I made a committed decision. And in the process of committing to that, then I've raised my vibrational stance. I'm here now. I'm already there. It is done. It's already done. And so y'all just have to wait and see for that result to come out. But in my mind, in my world, in my spiritual connection with God and the universe, it's already done. So I'm in vibrational harmony with that. But I made a committed decision, which says, no matter what, I will figure it out. I am resourceful. The energy that creates worlds is running through me, coursing through me. There's a great power that's flowing to and through me. And it has no care in the world for what you do with it. We get to give it expression through the way that we look at it. You know, there's no meaning to anything except for the meaning we give it. So we have to choose to give it a good meaning. We have to choose to think about what we want and step into, right now, not later, the version of ourselves that we know God sees us as. And so that's what I would encourage anybody to do, is if you're on the precipice to making that financial decision that you know is going to better your family. And I'm not talking about recklessness. There's a huge difference between that. I'm not talking about gambling. I'm not talking about stepping into a place that you haven't done any research on. I'm talking about you've been waiting for it for a long time. You've talked about it. You've asked for help. You dream about it. This is what you want to do, and then the opportunity pops up, and either out of fear of success or fear of failure, you don't take action on it. At some point, you have to jump out of the tree and grow wings on the way down. Period. There's no other way around it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. If something has to change, something has to change. So take the action in full faith. And guess what? It's not like it's life or death most of the time. If you make a mistake, course correct. You're driving down the expressway, you miss the damn exit, right? What do you do next? You just continue driving. I am, 2.5 hours from Detroit, Michigan here. If I head east, and I blow past the exit that I wanted to get off of, which is 10 miles from now. Do I continue driving to Detroit, or do I hit Lake Erie? Probably not. I just go to the next exit. It's about 10 miles past the previous one. Just whip it around and go back the other way. But I guarantee you, if it's something you've been dreaming about, something you've wanted, something that you've been thinking about all your life or past couple years, and you know damn well deep inside that it's the thing that's going to catapult you to the next level, but you're stalling on it. Here's how you know, by the way. Here's how you know. It's called yeah buts. I really want to do this. My heart says, let's go. Yeah, but it pops up. It's the next thought, guys. It's the next thought. It's the thought. The paradigms are the yeah buts. It's like whack-a-mole where you beat them down with a little thing in the arcade. It's the whack-a-mole of life. It talks you out of shit. I want to do this. I want to learn how to be a pilot. I want to be a public speaker. Whatever the thing is you're going after. Yeah, but you're not worthy. You're not smart enough. You didn't come from that background. Who would listen to you? You get that? That's the yeah buts. That's the paradigm. That's the conditioning. That's the filing cabinet. You got to shut it up for a minute. And you got to take action and step in with full faith. And you make a committed decision. You've raised yourself into vibrational alignment with the goal. Now you're lockstep. You're even Steven with the goal. Same level. Your self-image for a moment is now adjusted, and you start to see yourself as a different version of yourself. Now you step into it. Where's the money coming from? Guess what? It shows up. It shows up in the most miraculous, amazing ways when you've made a committed decision. God's on your side, working to and through you. God wants you to win. By the way, here's the deal. Did you want that thing? Why do you want it? Why do you have a desire of the Father? You get this here? Our goals our dreams are not just something that we picked up off the sidewalk. They're a part of us. We believe that we have God within us. Why would we not have also desires of the Father? Okay, that's because we do. So it's not even your desire. And in that way, you better take action on it, because you're not following what God wants you to do. You're being a coward for the moment until you're not. Take that filing cabinet, rip it off the back of your head, and take action. Step into it. The money will come, but not until you have stepped into vibrational harmony with the person that would have the money. You see that? It's kind of a mind bender there. You got it? All right, take action today. Listen, if you want to learn more about everything I've shared for you in this 16 minutes and 45 seconds, there's 2 links below. One is on the self-image. You got to learn about the self-image. You have to understand what the self-image is. I talked about paradigms. These things work in tandem. I'll link below the self-image because I believe that of all the things that I've learned, it's the most helpful and also the most absolutely life blocky in terms of what you want to do if you don't understand what the self-image is and understand how to adjust it, okay? And I'll also put a second link down below. If you want to grab a call with me, I'll help you with this stuff. It's called a breakthrough strategy call. 0 obligations. We'll just figure out what's going on, and maybe we'll work together, but maybe not, okay? It has to make sense for both of us. All right, God bless. Hopefully this video has helped you today, and that's my clearest possible intention for you. That's why I stopped as I was walking out of the bank. I had a thought in my head. I wanted to just drop it here today. So for that reason, I was divinely inspired, so I believe that I was supposed to make this video for you. Make it a great day.